What's happening, everybody?
What is going on?
It is Friday again, thank goodness.
Yeah, thank God, dude.
It's gonna be a long week.
Best day of the week.
Did you guys have a good week or no? Other than I had a pretty good week. Other than being busy and long hours, I mean, it wasn't bad.
Yeah, always busy. It's if you're not busy, you're bored, you know. And yeah, got a lot done. Had a crazy week as always, but it's Friday, like you said, and time to chill back and talk about some audio and some side jagging tonight. What do you think?
Yeah, we got two guests with us tonight hanging out, and it's episode 25. I guess we'll do kind of a side jag thing, and we're gonna talk about stuff that we do as hobbies that's not car audio. We've got Cigar Joe and our buddy DJ. DBZ.
What's going on, fellas?
Howdy. All right.
What's happening, fellas? How you guys doing tonight?
Doing fine. Doing fine.
David and El Fuego. What's going on, guys?
So, like I said, episode 25. It's kind of a milestone, dude. We're like literally a quarter of the way to 100. It's went by.
It's crazy. It's
Been a long
crazy. And I've
time.
been here 24 of them, but I watched the first one, so I've been here for all 25.
Yeah, I count you in on that one.
It's awesome, man.
Yeah. It's already kind of funny that, like, if you go back and look at them, almost like we've already kind of like found more of a groove. You know, like anyone does. Like when you stick to your stuff, like I almost feel like watching the first 3 or 4 of them, like, man, we seem pretty awkward, stuff like that. We're still awkward, but yeah, I know, kind of at least not so gun shy about it now.
Absolutely. I know, I was listening to the second one when you first brought me on. I was like, yeah, I did pretty good, but it's totally different than what we do now. So it's pretty cool where we came from, all of us.
Heck yeah. So, hobbies outside of car audio. What do you think?
Okay.
I got too many to list. I don't know about you guys.
You know, we might as well just dig back in the conversation we were talking about right before we started. Cigar Joe, you like gold dredging. You said
I do.
To Georgia. Kind of go.
Did he say gold digging? Is that what he said?
Gold digging. Yeah, he wants
Gold dredging. Yeah.
Dredging,
That's actually what brought me here. That's actually what brought me to Georgia. There's a lot of gold here, and I had to move anyway from where I was living at the time, and I had to pick a state that had good weather, nice people, and Atlanta was pretty much a large city, so this is where I ended up. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, go where the gold is, right? You know.
Go to gold is. I had to have a large city to sustain my career anyway. And I wanted decent weather and 4 seasons for a change, because Houston was where I was prior to here, and Houston's hot, flat, and straight. And there's not really a lot of seasons there, but 2. So I chose Atlanta.
Wow. So you're not just out there with a metal detector, right? You got other gadgets?
Oh yeah. So no, we don't. That is a part of it, but not what I do. So I run a 4-inch Pro Line underwater dredge, which generally floats on top of the water, and you're diving under the water, and you'll stay down 4 or 5 hours at a time at the bottom of the water, the creek, depending on where you are. And you'll be suctioning up the dirt, and it's going up the hose to the top of the water where the dredge is floating and runs over a sluice box, and it separates the material into heavies and lights, and most of it floats at the bottom, and hopefully the gold stays in the trap. That's the whole plan of it.
Wow. That sounds like me when I'm vacuuming my living room after one of the kids
Yeah,
make a mess.
yeah,
You know
sure.
what I mean? Holding
Sure.
your breath, vacuuming up. You know.
No holding your breath. You're breathing off a respirator, so you're not holding
nice.
your breath.
You're like scuba
Dive
divers
student.
almost.
It's just like a scuba diver, except the pump is on the dredge, pumping the air into the tank, and you're down at the bottom. So you can stay down 4 or 5 hours usually if you're not running a full throttle.
Wow,
Heck
that's
yeah.
awesome.
Have you
It's a
found
lot of fun.
anything weird or obscure at the bottom of a creek or river, anything like that? I know you
So
see the videos.
You see a lot of videos of it. It depends on where you're at. The creeks I usually go to have been dredged for quite a bit, but you do run into a lot of fish and snakes, and you do get some awesome rock formations. And it's more fun just dredging than it is actually finding the gold. As crazy as that sounds, it's the peacefulness of being down there and seeing all the new formations and all the stuff that no one's ever seen. It's all brand new to you, and no one's ever seen that before. So that itself is unique. It's quiet. The fish come up and visit you, and every once in a while you get a snake, and it's really unique. It's a really unique experience.
Yeah, we need to do that sometime, man. That'd be awesome.
So if you're not afraid of deep water, and as long as you have a wetsuit on, you won't get terribly cold. And anybody that tells you it's easy has never done it before. It's definitely hard work. It's because you're moving heavy rocks, big rocks, and you're carrying 60 or 70 pounds worth of lead weight on your body to keep you on the bottom itself.
Yeah.
So that don't help either. You know, and you are sunk to the bottom, so you're literally holding yourself this giant hose and moving rocks, and you have the current wanting to throw you down the river, and it's a lot of fun.
Did you
Pull
want
on
to
the
work
line.
with
Bring me
anything like
back
that or
up.
no?
Bring me back up.
Yeah, you can let go and you can just shoot back up anytime.
That's crazy.
That's
Did
no
you
problem.
take any kind of courses, like scuba courses or anything?
You can if you want to, but I tell people, if you're scared, take a course. If you're not scared, get in the water. And it's literally in 15 minutes, you'll be okay. I got a couple 100 hours of dive time in myself, so it don't take long. You know, you're not breathing off of a tank, so off a pressurized tank, so it's not so hard. Mm-hmm. The respirators I use are 13 to 30 psi, so it's really very easy to breathe. It's not hard at all, and you're not going to get the bends or anything like that, so you're not fighting to have to worry about that at all. You're going down you start out at depth of the water, which could be 4 or 5 feet, and by the time you get done with the day, anywhere from 15 feet, 30 feet, depends how long you've been dredging in the hole.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
See, I was assuming it was going to be a tank the whole time. I didn't think about it being, obviously, you're so close to the top of the water, you can just get surface air. I mean,
so it's just like a giant snorkeler, right? Snorkel?
No, you're on a hose. You have a hose plugged into your respirator on your back.
Down there.
Yeah, you're down. You can go down as far as you can dredge for the day, but you could be 15, 20 feet down there with a hose pumping air into your... Yeah.
Wow.
So what happens if you have to go to the bathroom?
Well, on lunch break, you know, this is bad to say this, but a lot of guys will pee in the suit. I will not. I will hold it and wait till it's time to get out and go back. Yeah. But I don't want to wear a suit that's got pee in it. It's just the way I am.
Honey, did you go to the bathroom before you went deep
yeah,
diving?
You better go.
All my suits have pee in them.
Yeah, I don't want to wear that suit that's got yuck in it. It's just for me.
No one's
it's a wetsuit and all. I'll know. I'm wearing it. I'll know. I'll know.
That's cool. Though.
You have a guy next to you. Hey, get warm in here.
Yeah.
Well, you get pretty warm in the wetsuit as is. If you pull up Scott on your YouTube, gold dredging river, or hit anything close to that and find a couple that look pretty cool, you'll see exactly what it looks like.
Yeah, I'm watching a couple videos that we'll kind of share with the guys though. Let's see.
Stuff like this you never hear about. You know what I mean? This is a very niche hobby, but people do it. You know what I mean? Where do you get half?
Oh, they do it for a living.
Yeah.
People do it for a living. Now, there's not a lot of gold around here because it's been dredged for so many years. But there are some rivers you can pull $1,000 a week out of there without hard work. I mean,
I've taken in. Oh, why didn't I cut my thing? I was trying to share screen. My webcam's in the way. I've looked at a few of them. It's pretty crazy. I know some pretty cool rivers stuff like that. But yeah, so
that's it. That's exactly what it looks like. He's got a 4-inch. I think it's a keen dredge. It looks like a keen dredge, and I don't know how deep he is, but that's it. That's what it looks like. Depending on the creek bottom, that's pretty clear.
It's
a pretty dirty river.
You need a bigger port to suck in all the rocks, right?
You can't. Well, you can't because some states only allow 4-inch or 5-inch nozzles on there.
Wow. So there's regulations. I mean.
Yeah, he's got looks like a 4-inch nozzle on that one. And that rock river bottom is pretty ugly, so he's got some pretty big rocks to got to deal with.
El Fuego coming at you.
I always wondered how Cigar Joe afforded the
That's a pro line. That's a pro line. So he's got a 4-inch pro line there. He's not very shallow. He's very shallow right now, which is not as much fun. So.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
Yeah. That looks very fun. Very fun.
It's so therapeutic. It's so therapeutic. It's a 2-man dredge, though.
How long you been doing that for now?
15, 17 years.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So technically car audio longer, just a little bit.
Oh, yeah. Since I was, young. Yeah, it's one of them hobbies that if you do it, you either fall in love with it or never, ever going to do that again. As simple as that. Everybody has the same issue. They start out with the gold pan, and then they end up with a sluice box, and they end up with a high banker, which is mounted in one place, you shovel into it, then they end up with a dredge because the amount of material you can move is so much greater. It's simple. A gold pan you can move 1 shovel at a time. A sluice box you can move theoretically 10 shovels, at a time. A high banker you can move a 55-gallon drum a day worth of dirt, and a dredge I can move a dump truck worth of dirt a day. So it's that much more material you move, that much more material you have at the end, that much more gold you'll get.
So is that like a one-man job?
So if you use one man on a gold dredge, that thing weighs 300 pounds plus your gear. All weighs about 300 pounds. You got to carry that in and out and plus load it. It's not easy. You're really happier with 2 people. And then with 2 people diving at the same time and somebody going up 10 in the dredge tailings, because all those tailings pile up at the end and they clog up your dredge, you got to scoop it out. So 2 people at the bottom, someone's dredging, someone's moving the big rocks out of the way, and you just switch back and forth. It's excellent. I've done it myself hundreds of times alone, and I hate it. I'd rather have 2 people. That's why I sold it, because I didn't have anybody else to go with me for a while. So I sold it and let somebody else use it for years. But this summer, I'm going to buy another one.
We'll go, dude. I'm down. I bet you Casey go too, for sure.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
It is so much fun. It's one of them things that you either love it or you'll never do it again. I promise you. That's really how it works.
You guys definitely got to film them.
Yeah, dude. I was born raised on an area with a creek and a riverbed, so like I was in that thing all the time. So like it's pretty much like second nature, but I can be at the bottom of it. You know what I mean?
That's awesome.
If you like water and you like going swimming and you like the diving idea, you'll be underwater for hours and hours.
Sick.
That sounds fun.
Casey, grab the SCX 24 right now. You just put tires on it.
Oh, speaking of rocks, yeah. Hold on.
Heck yeah. Casey's got a freaking SCX 24 crawler. I'm gonna see if I can make him the bigger one. Hold on, boom, boom.
This is where the magic is.
There we go.
Oh, look at that. That's
nice.
cool.
Yeah.
So you built that all yourself?
So Colton polished this frame, Colton Davies.
Looks like a
It's
four-wheeler.
It's got a bunch of Mofo RC parts, block discs, double barrel shocks. It's got a good bit of flex. And there's lead weights in the wheels. Like the body weighs nothing.
Wow.
It's pretty cool, isn't it?
Yeah, it's like literally like playing with Legos. That's a 24th scale. He has all the way up to a 10th scale. I'm sorry, not a 10th scale. You have a 6th scale. What is it? No, 10th.
Wow, that's pretty big.
That's 10.
Yeah, 10th. Boom, boom, boom.
Yeah,
boom,
this
boom.
has a
Oh,
Oh,
lot.
he
yeah,
broke it.
definitely. 618s in the back of that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
It's a freaking Forerunner, man. It's awesome.
Yeah.
It's got a winch, a working winch.
Oh, it's a Yoda too. Look at that.
Yeah.
Is it? Yeah.
The Forerunner. See?
Wait. Is that William Gay's SUV? Did you use a shrink ray on that or
Yeah,
something?
right.
Yeah.
Face to face, bro.
Let's put
I don't see any Score Audio stickers on there.
Yeah, that was a
it's
giveaway, I
got a lot
guess.
So, yeah.
This guy took it. You did so. Talk about Stone Mountain experience and what happened to the truck there.
So we crawl up Stone Mountain a good bit, and it's so sick, dude. Like there's so many places you can go and like cut off and like take these things and like they just go straight up. They like defy the laws of physics almost right in front of you. It's just like really cool and it's
Wow.
good experience. So the last time I went, I have a big brushless motor set up in this thing, so it's like not stock. It goes really fast for a crawler. I mean, it's like 14 miles an hour for a crawler, but you know, on Stone Mountain. Anyways, I flipped it over a bunch and I took it through some water, like for like 30 minutes straight, just going through water, and fried my receiver and my ESC, which is like and the ESC is like $150, so that kind of stuff. And then I kept trying to turn it back on, so then it also, I bought a receiver and ESC is like $150, ESC is $70, and I had to get another motor to work with this new model. And that was another $150. Dude, it really piles up, man. Like, so. That's my problem. I go too hard and I break it, and then I spend too much money, just like how Joe was, like 15 subs a week.
I know my buddy Justin's. He's real into that stuff, Justin Molyneux, and I know obviously EXO. You know, he'd be jumping his off ramps and stuff.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, he's cool.
You know what?
Yeah,
At
I like
Slamology,
that.
didn't they have a little expo for RC cars?
I
think
didn't
they
go
did.
through it.
Yeah, like I swear it was like the first year I went up there. I was like, oh, would you look at that? They're all everywhere. They're everywhere.
I wish they'd have more stuff locally here. I mean, like, they have like a couple of things, but man, it's really cool. Yeah, they have.
Yeah.
I went to one competition and I did not do very well, but there's probably like 25, 30 people crawling there. It's really cool at Killer Creek.
Wow. So they judge you on like how you drive, or if you make it
Oh,
through
no,
the course.
It's like a rock crawling course, like super technical.
Wow.
and, like,
So you're
the
like
base
sitting
is
there
like-
like going trying to climb up like crazy
It's like a point
stuff.
based system. So like every time you like hit a gate, you get a point. If you tip it over, you get points. And like whoever has the least points at the end wins. Basically.
Ah, so like golf. Yeah.
Right?
That's
I guess
cool.
it was kind of like golf. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's cool, but I mean, it's like super technical and not easy. So like, there's a
No.
lot of driver skill that goes on, and then not only that, like if your rig sucks, it's going to be like super apparent because they choose like the hardest lines, you know.
Oh wow. That's pretty
Yeah.
cool though. That's cool.
Very
You know, for there's like a massacre of people's car got broke into and stuff like that at the meet.
Oh yeah, our buddy was there. He got his truck broken into, radio stolen, and the guy next to him got his radio stolen as well.
No way.
Which one?
Wow.
Are you talking about a Slam?
Yeah, they had the late model Silverados, and the one beside him was a Yukon. Take a screwdriver into the door handle and pop it up. That's how they got them.
Yeah,
Wow.
we were in the same. We were in the same hotel as that. There was a guy with a Jeep too that got broken into.
For real?
Yep.
Oh, you're talking about Slamology.
Yep.
Yeah,
Oh,
I've
really?
heard quite a few horror stories of Slamology gets broken into. Luckily, we got a Airbnb that was like a really nice location, and everybody piled in there, and we were safe. Thanks to Miss Melissa Hall. I think everyone knows her. She hooked us up on that, so we had a cool place to hang out for the weekend there.
That's kind of what you got to do.
We
You don't
ordered
want to
this
be around
giant
everybody.
pizza.
The biggest
Yeah.
pizza I've ever seen in my whole life.
It's like a 32-inch pizza, and the girl that
It's
delivered
square,
it,
though.
dude,
It's
she like,
square, though.
I don't know how she got it out of her car, but it's like bigger than her. I got a picture somewhere.
Drove there with a
Trying to give
ratchet
me this
strap to the
pizza.
roof, okay? That's how she had to do it.
I just tried to.
You should have seen the bag it came in. It was like a parachute.
It was. It was in a plastic bag. Derek was
Airdrop.
huge. So we had that pizza. That was funny. And then the next day we got like the double stack box of White Castles. Okay, we ate one box, right? We ate one box of the White Castle. Romano took the whole second box home and ate them on the way home. Day old White Castle. Yeah,
Nice.
dude, I was like, no sir, I'm good.
It's hilarious.
DJ dipping for a minute. He'll be right back.
There he is. Picking a dog out.
Sorry, but then my dog was kind of, he's being.
So DJ, while you're on the main screen here, what do you do for, like, you know, kill some time, other hobbies and car audio?
Other hobbies, I do a lot of auctions. I'm a licensed PA auctioneer. I have been for a while now. So I do that, and then other hobbies. I love playing the piano. I love doing that and making music and stuff like that.
They made some pretty sick tracks for us to do a Rolling Thunder intro song, so I'll go ahead and give them props right now. Hey, you need to start an auction right now for the kicker behind Andy.
Yeah.
Same thing, Notorious.
Start at 50 cents because it's a kicker. 50 cents.
50.
But yeah, that's what I like doing is just playing the piano, making music, and going doing auctions for people.
Heck
Other
yeah.
than
I
that,
know
it's-
you're an audio guy too. Like that's a huge part of your life, also. And you collect a bunch of cool stuff too. Which we don't have to talk, not about audio, but it's cool to talk about some of the other stuff that turns our gears. You know what I mean?
Definitely. That's how you
I
gotta
feel like
afford
it's-
stuff, though.
It's hard to fit other stuff in with all the audio we do, you know? I know we all
It
got
really
our hands
is.
full with this stuff.
Yeah, at this point in my life now, and it's growing every day. It's became a huge part of my life. But I mean, it's given me different outlets too. You know, I've been doing the graphic design and marketing and stuff, and that's been like awesome for me. It's not just not even the company part of it. It's also good to see the positive feedback from people. But dude, I was an artist for a long time. You know, I was a tattoo artist right out of high school, and I could never take. You know, in a small town, and there's already like 3 other shops in the same city. You know, I could never make the money I wanted to. So I like stopped making art for a long freaking time. Like I just found it like, oh, I'm just drawing in notebooks that I throw away and crap. You know what I mean? And then so it's been like a cool, positive, productive outlet for me to do artwork again. And then so that's been like a hobby I've been doing. Has been making ads, which I've done like 200 in 2 months or something like that. Or I don't know, it's been some crazy number. And it's been pretty awesome. It's pretty awesome too because some of these companies have like a large following, obviously. So like, you know, you see feedback and stuff like that you would never see if it was me posting myself or something like that because I don't have anywhere near the amount of people to view these things. So obviously, the more you show them to, the more it's obviously positive and negative feedback you get back on it.
Right. Absolutely, man. Yeah, your artwork looks pretty good on those ads and everything. Plus, you know, like you said, you got that big market that, you know, sky high car audio, man. You know, everyone's going to see your stuff. And it's pretty cool what you do, man. It's awesome.
I appreciate that. Yeah, and I put my heart into it, man. Like I really do. Like if there's something I can say about it, I put everything I got into it. And I always try to level myself up. Like every single set that I come up with, I try to make it better every freaking time. And that's like me being a perfectionist myself because like I always want to do something better than I did before. So it's like, how can I'm at the point now where I'm like wickedly learning how to manipulate that software to do what I want it to now. You know what I mean? But
It shows.
and then obviously, like I'm about to get the graphic design tablet. I'm going to learn, you know, the utilizing that and pairing it with, you know, importing artwork that I draw from that. And it's going to be just a whole nother, that's a level up again, you know what I mean? And just kind of keep going from there. I enjoy it.
Heck yeah.
Definitely.
I do the computer gaming stuff on the side too, and, you know,
I see
have
that.
50 billion car projects and cars stashed places and in parking spots that are just probably never going to see the light of day ever again. But, you know, deep down inside, I tell myself they're going to get done. You know, the Civic has the most amount of chance of actually one of my projects to get finished because it's really minimal work to actually get running and driving now if I would ever quit being lazy and do it. But
It's been so many years now.
84 years. You know, it's gonna go straight to the Southern Thunder HQ after I get the wheel bearings on it, and then I'm like forced to look at it and do stuff to it. You know.
Then we have no choice. We have to get it done.
Yeah, it's gotta get done. We really should do that car before the Nissan pickup truck, because it's already so much closer to being a running driving vehicle ready for a ripe install.
When I first moved back to Georgia, Scott was like, "All right, man, we're gonna work on the Civic." I'm like, "All right, I'm gonna come help you work on the Civic, and we're gonna do some wiring and finish some shit up and get it running, right?" So he's like, "Okay, meet me at the Snap-on warehouse." So I meet him there, and his fucking excursion's there, and he like coming back to me and helping him install some like 1-aught wire. I'm like, "Dude, really?"
Yep, I was going from the 4 gauge to want my SCAR audio OFC wiring kit I was installing.
That's tough to do that 1-aught by yourself. When I first got 1-aught 5-6 years ago, man, I needed help, man. You know, you have to take that whole, it depends the vehicle. My car, it's real tight. You got to take the whole quarter panel off and literally like drill through the side of it. You couldn't even go through the front firewall, but we made it look nice.
I just got to the door jam. Scott's had this Civic for so long, and
no door jam, no door jam. You ain't gonna be able to shut the door.
Bring the excursion home. Gets all jealous, and he just works on the excursion for 3 years.
Yeah.
Poor Civic's like, "Oh my god."
Hey, it's gonna look sick one day having a freaking Southern Thunder excursion pulling a dope ass Southern Thunder Civic. Okay.
Yeah.
I know your excursion's badass.
Well, thank you, sir. It's gonna get. We're about to do a rebuild on it. And it's gonna be sick. I feel like.
Is he gonna put a 7.3 in it?
I think he was talking about L7Xs. I heard Scott talking about it. He was like, sleeping and kicking. L7X.
Was that?
12 of them.
I'm thinking close. It's a number figure. I think we're going to do ZV6s. I feel like now, and go through 6 of them and assault.
There you go.
I don't know if Kicker wants to sponsor the 7s, then maybe it could happen.
If Kip, Bill, you know,
hey,
John,
if you talk to them, they can hook you up. But you know, you got to be serious. You know, they don't want to just give out their product for nothing. You know what I mean? Just like any company. You know,
they're gonna be like, "Yep, you get 10% off. That's all you get." Actually, no.
We probably obviously have no thing to show. I've already talked to becoming obviously adding on Kicker as a brand. So that's something we have to look more towards when we have a physical brick and mortar retail store. But the door is open there. I'm not going to waste your time and even talk to him about it until we got that. And I've already got the Civic's going to be Kicker anyway, dude. I got Kicker confused, you know. So I just got to go over the rest, you know. I need those QS or QS, the QS 6.75s, whatever it is. Yes, need those.
You should get the Kicker logo, but in Japanese, like some kind of.
No, I should do the Kicker logo huge against the rear quarter of the car, or like at the rear wheel arch.
That'd be
going
cool.
over the side, yeah.
Yeah, that's sick. Over the rear quarter glass too, because it's walled off. Who cares?
Right. Heck yeah.
We just solo tie Jad right back in the Colorado. You look at us, guys. No.
You get a cease and desist letter.
It's not a problem.
Andy, yeah. Tell us about your fish aquariums, Andy. What do you get into? What are you doing stuff? You got some dirt bikes and projects? Got
my middle name is Unfinished Projects, but eventually I get them done. Where to start? I mean, we can start with the fish tanks. I love fish. You know, as a kid, I always have those little tanks, and then the fish would last for a few months. Not even they die, and about 4 or 5 years ago, I started getting like the big tanks. Got the big one, put a bunch of Walmart fish in. You know how that goes. And then if you don't do water changes, guess what? The fish die. So that's the main critical thing. But yeah, now I'm up to about 12 tanks. I got 275s, 255s, or 355s, and a 60, and a few other little ones and stuff like that. I got everything from a almost foot pleco, those like sucker fish that go on the side of the glass. I got 2 of them. One's a foot, one's 6 inches. That's Charlie and Gerald. Those are my 2 main guys. I like them. And then I got like a ballast shark. Those are the ones, they look like a shark, but they get real big too. Fish get huge if they live long enough. Usually people kill them before they get even half the size that they really can. But yeah, I got an angelfish and then a bunch of guppies. I got a 75 tank full of just little tiny guppies. You know what I mean? They're just multiplying. You can't even count how many are in there.
Can you tell the difference with like the? I know like it's gonna be limited, but can you tell the difference in like intelligence or like personality of the different fish or no?
In a way, yes. At least with the main ones that I have, like Charlie and Gerald. Charlie is the big pleco that I had. He literally jumped out of the fish tank 2 times, okay? He is strapped in with Velcro on his lids now, okay? This fish is the biggest wussy. Okay, he won't come out whenever there's other fish. He won't come out in the daytime. He just hides and likes to jump out of tanks. And then there's Gerald, and he just don't give a crap, and he's the same kind of fish.
It's all right.
You know what I mean? And so you
Walk
do
on
get
by,
different
no problem.
personalities with fish. That's why when people are like, oh, this type of fish is aggressive and this one's... No, that's not always the case, man. I've had some swordtails that are just straight up assholes. And it's like, leave the other fish alone. Like, what are you doing? I got to separate you, you know what I mean, to calm you down. And even tinfoil barbs and stuff like that. And they're supposed to be, you know, general population fish that you could put them in with anything. Not always the case. It's fish dependent. Just like people, man. We're not all the same, you know? So I got fish like that, and then I have an African clawed frog. He's about this big right now. He's like he's albino, so he'll get about 6 inches round. He stays in the water 95% of his life. Breathes air, though, out of the top of the surface of the tank. So that's kind of... Right. They hold their breath for like 10 to 15 minutes on average.
You just watch him kind of go up and...
Yeah, he just goes up and grabs some air, and they don't come out of the water. They don't come out. They literally just put their head up to breathe. That's it. They don't need any landing posts or stuff like that like turtles do. And speaking of turtles, I have 3 turtles. I have 2 red ear sliders. They're in a 55-gallon tank, and then I got a snapping turtle down in the basement. That's the cool guy. He's
I remember that one.
Yeah, I found him at the Team SP Loud location event because it's 170 acres of trail and it's just woods. And I was literally coming into the meet, and I dodged something on the road. It's like the entranceway to the meet. You know, it's all part of the same property. And I thought it was like a rock or a box or something. I wasn't paying attention. Like, I'm getting ready to do some car audio bass meet. And Kayla's like literally sitting beside me. She's like, you see that turtle? I'm like, what turtle? She's like, there's a turtle. You must freaking hit it. I'm like, nah.
No
so I go
way.
back, pick him up. I didn't know it was this damn snapping turtle. I thought it was just some land turtle. No, this thing's a snapping turtle, okay? So I pick him up, put him in a box, and I'm like, well, I guess I can keep him. He seems pretty nice. And everyone's like, yo, that's a snapping turtle. He needs to be in water. I'm like, what? Snapping turtles? Water? Oh, okay, cool. This thing is straight marine, man. He literally stays in the water just like the frog, but he actually does come out once in a while to sunbathe and stuff like that. I feed him steak, chicken, cucumbers, fish, but now that he's like, you know, like, what do you call it? Not wild, humane or whatever. Not humane, you know the word. Domesticated. Thank you.
Yeah.
He doesn't want to chase anything now. I put live fish in there and they just swim around. It's like, dude, really?
Yeah.
Right. So it's
He's like,
okay.
we're friends now. We share this area together, you know?
Yeah.
He's lazy.
He's really cool when he's in the water. I can grab him and stuff. You take him out of the water, though, man, he's hissing. He's like, get away. He starts putting his shell up. I'm like, I'm good.
Yeah.
Now, there is a misconception with snapping turtles. Everyone's like, oh, they'll bite your hand off. They'll bite your finger off. And the funny thing about snapping turtles is that their bite grip strength is the same as a human jaw. And what it is their beak is just sharp. So they can bite you. If they get you right, they can get your finger, like your pinky or something. They can get it pretty good. And if it's like a small child, yeah, you could probably lose your finger. But if they straight up bite you, it's going to hurt. It's going to, they're going to cut the skin, but it's not going to rip your arm off. Now, the alligator snapping turtles, those are different. Those guys, they have a wider jaw, and they get 3 times as big. They get like 250 pounds. My common will get about 30 to 60, depending. But they live 30 to 40 years, which is nuts, man. It's nuts. They're cool.
Yeah, we've got a friend, Haas. What kind of turtle does Haas have, Casey?
I guess it's like a tortoise. He just like walks around and eats grass and poops
It's
it
like
out.
a freaking dog,
Probably
dude.
a box turtle or something like that.
Yeah, dude. I mean, like, he lets it outside. He goes out in the yard, does his thing. The next thing they'll be up on the porch, like, bumping the door to let him in. Dog.
Yeah.
Not even joking.
That's cool. That's the kind of turtle I thought I was going to get. And it's like, oh, no, this thing needs to be in the water. I'm like, what? It's crazy, man. He's got, like, little fins and everything, claws. It's cool. And he'll sit on the bottom of the tank, too. And you can't have a real deep tank, but he'll sit on the bottom, and his neck just comes out like a damn hose just to breathe. It's cool, man. It's like, oh, he'll get you, though. That neck can go. It's so fast. It's so fast. That's the thing. That's why you can lose a finger, if you're not careful.
I also know a guy that named Rob that would take in, when I was a kid, next thing about large reptiles. Dude, he would have this, I don't want to exaggerate, but probably around 10-foot albino python. He'd just like run around his house all the time. Like it just snake ran around. He'd be hanging out on the couch, and all of a sudden he'd be like, woohoo, I'm in here now, guys. And, like, it was insane.
That's crazy.
I don't know if I could do that.
I know
That'd
some
be-
people are like that with iguanas.
Yeah.
I always wanted an iguana to live longer than a few weeks because I used to have those too. You know, like how they get real big, they get like 6 feet. And you can just walk them down the street like a dog. I think that's cool. Now I don't think you can walk your snake, but
I used to walk around with my snake.
that's
That's
crazy.
no problem.
Put a
It
little
was-
leash around them.
You know, it was huge.
I got a little garter snake, if that counts for anything. He's about 1.5 feet, 2 feet. He's pretty cool. I got so many pets. I even have a hermit crab that's still surviving. I've never had a hermit crab last this long. The trick is you got to give them salt water and fresh water and sand to bury themselves. They like kind of hibernate and stuff. People just buy them, you know, at down south, those little yum yum shops for $5. They're free. You got to buy the tank. And then they don't take care of them. They put water in there and food, and then things just gonna die. Obviously, you got to put bigger shells in and stuff too. But yeah, he's going good too. Sometimes I'm thinking he's dead, but he is literally just buried underground. And then one day he just starts coming up, and I'm like, oh, okay, guess you're hungry.
There he is.
Says Casey, are you an astronomy buff or you just like the background?
I don't know about an astronomy buff, but I like space movies and like sci-fi and stuff like that.
How about
Yeah,
that
you
lunar
guys think about
eclipse?
Casey like the
I'm watching
chick
Foundation.
first
right
out of
now.
high school with the tapestry on her wall and a mattress on the floor.
Yep, red flash, bro.
Guys, if you go to a chick's house and she has a tapestry on the wall and a mattress on the floor, just work on yourself.
You watch Star Talk.
That's my friendly advice for the day. You know, what were you
With
saying,
Neil
Casey?
deGrasse Tyson. Huh?
What were you saying?
I watch Star Talk, or I listen to Star Talk.
Oh, I love Star
Neil
Talk.
deGrasse Tyson.
I watch Star Trek a lot.
Same
Foundation,
thing.
bro.
Same thing.
Yeah.
Apple TV Foundation, craziest space show ever.
I always miss Star Talk's podcast, but I listen to them afterwards. You know, they're
too,
pretty
yeah.
interesting. It's something you like put on when you're about to go to sleep, and then you can't fall asleep because you're like, wow, then maybe there is a black hole out there with, you know, maybe we can, you know,
Or what's it like to play volleyball in space?
right.
Like,
You learn a lot of stuff that you would never learn in high school, or at least I didn't pay attention. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? It's pretty cool.
All right, here's a can of worms. Just thinking about space and stuff. Star Trek, Star Wars.
Star Wars, bro. What?
Star Trek
Star Wars,
OG,
no.
but Star Wars is just bigger. I don't know. I mean, I never really watched either enough to judge. I mean, obviously I watched Star Trek. I've watched Star Wars, but I know Star Wars more. That's tough, man. I mean, my dad was a Star Trek fan, so I got to go with the Star Trek. Sorry, just going with it.
Star Trek wins.
What?
What?
I'm gonna have to go with Star Wars on that one.
Yeah, really good.
I
I mean,
love
well,
the
are we
original
talking about-
trilogy.
Are we talking
Even
about
the-
the old Star Trek or the new generation?
Next generation for me.
Star
Who can
Trek as a
Spock? Can you
whole.
Spock?
I haven't watched
Can
any
Spock?
Discovery yet, but I've seen all of the original,
There we
The Next Gen, Voyager, Enterprise, Deep Space Nine, all that stuff.
Star Trek. I mean, that's like saying before or after Disney ownership.
Well, no, it's not
But
really the
honestly,
same. Though. A lot of people have to
Mandalorian
take out of
is
perspective. Just like there's if you just take Star Trek: The Next Generation, you know, with Picard. I can't think of the guy's name right now, the actor for him. But any rate, there's more The Next Generation as a series by itself, not including the feature films, than there is all Star Wars, including Clone Wars and all that stuff.
Very true.
It's just so good. I have a hipster Princess Leia tattoo on my arm.
Yeah, that's cool too. I love Picard too.
Yeah, why
Yeah,
don't
Patrick
you buy a tattoo machine, Scott?
Do what now? Yeah, I should start
Okay.
tattooing again, dude. I really should as a hobby.
I need a friend that tattoos again. So
I
get
can start
tattoos.
tattooing again. I love doing tattooing, man. I need to do that. I haven't tattooed in a decade now. That's
Wait, you know how
starting
to ink,
feel
bro?
old again.
You know how to ink?
I
You know
was
how
a
to pick and
tattoo artist
poke?
fresh out of high
Tattoo
school.
artist.
Yeah, fresh out of high school.
He still
Damn.
uses that email to this day.
I still use my tattoo email today. It was dude. I went from Yahoo to Gmail in 2009. I've stayed there ever since.
Same though.
That's cool.
I thought about doing it. You know, you have to set up an area to do it I know how to do it legally as a hobby. You know, you still have to follow all the Bloodborne Passion CPR certifications. You have to get like a clean room area. You got to have ultrasonic, blah 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 to get through all that. So it's really just a investment you have to make. Also, yeah, Leonard Nimoy is the freaking shiz. I mean, I really like it. What's cool about going back to that with the first series is I really enjoy. Now, obviously, looking back at it now, you'll see a lot of it now. You'll see cheesy effects, stuff like that, because obviously it's 1966. But
Yeah.
how much stuff they
don't
got
see the
right,
string.
man. Dude, there's so much stuff that they guess
So-
the future is going to be like in the future. Whether it be like tablets and computers and stuff like that, and you're like, how in the heck?
So I heard that y'all remember Nextel? I heard that the guys who invented Nextel got the idea directly from the first Star Trek. That was their whole plan about it.
You know, now that I've gotten older, I wish I didn't get a chest tattoo because I want a communicator on my chest now. Like I really want a Star Trek communicator there. I thought about just shadowing around everything else I have and put a communicator there. But
Jeez.
Wait
I
until
haven't
you
got
hear
a
this.
tattoo in a long time. Long time.
I saw a funny meme earlier that said it guys that don't have tattoos close the fridge with their hip and say boop. Yeah.
That's
Why is
excellent.
that true?
Yeah.
Why is that true?
That's-
I don't have tattoos. I did that.
DJ, you
Yeah.
have tattoos, bro?
I don't have any tattoos.
Oh,
I
you
did
do.
do that.
Traded? Damn.
I can't.
Burn.
We got Rob in here. What's up, buddy?
Mr. Vega.
That's
What's
fine.
going on?
Heck yeah. Yeah, I was a tattoo artist right out of high school. It was cool though. Like I was saying a minute ago, you know, I just couldn't make the money I wanted to, man. I paid my bills, but I was just broke outside of that. You know, you're pretty much, you know, it was a cool hangout spot, and I learned a lot of stuff, and I did a lot of partying, you know, at a young age. But after a while, like I need to do better stuff, and that's when I went from there to I was working at a tattoo shop, and I was an overnight frozen food manager at Kroger. So I was doing the tattoo shop during the day and Kroger overnight. And one of my best friends took and yeah, you do get some free tattoos, Rob. But like at the end of the day, when you're getting tattooed for free at work, it's about the time you get halfway into it, somebody walks in the door and wants to pay for a tattoo. You just gotta stop what you're doing. But the
It didn't help that you're right across the street from like.
another tattoo artist, another tattoo shop, literally like 150 yards of
You could throw a
diagonal.
baseball from parking lot to parking lot.
Yeah, we got into a fist fight one time. But the yeah, so I just wanted to do more stuff. So my best friend Zach called me and was like, "Hey man, if you come help me put this transmission in this Ford Taurus right now at work, you have a job." And I was like, "Okay." So the job required that I took and had previous automotive experience. So we just went there and was like, "Yeah, I work at Firestone in the next city over," and like they're like hired, you know, like. Which obviously at that
That's
time
awesome.
I'd already been a car guy, so like everything that I was doing, you know, with like tires and brakes and stuff like that, I was fully confident about, and I had my own tools already. But yeah, so I got into that from there, and then went into Snap-on from there. Not that I'm trying to ramble on my history, but yeah, I like working with cars though too, and I like doing it. That now it's gonna be a hobby, and I use more working on it as car audio now. But it's nice not fixing broken shit and have to worry about going to work tomorrow and the next day. You know, isn't it?
Yeah.
Seems
Yeah, I
I'm
feel like
always doing that.
it's a tough gig as being a tattoo artist. I have two friends that are tattooers, whatever. Both had their own shops, and both now have their own shops, like separate now, and they split and all kinds of stuff. And it's tough because, you know, a lot of times you're relying on people coming in when they're saying they're going to come in, and if they don't come in, there goes money. And then you got people walking in, and you don't want to turn people walking in away that you're waiting to schedule for that never comes. You know what I mean? And there's that, and then
You
obviously
get
everything
people that
else that
want to
comes
draw
with
them
the
a
business.
tattoo they never buy. Okay.
Right.
You
Always
get the
think about
stereotypical
it.
stuff. You know, we were in a country town. I was in the city of Jasper. Okay, we literally saw so many. I don't want to seem disrespectful. Very southern. I'm trying to think of the name. Stereotypical, extra southern people.
Extra
would come
southern,
in.
you say?
Extra southern, and you could pretty much. We would guess when they pulled in the parking lot, watching them get out of the car, and you're like, "This guy's gonna want a barbed wire armband tattoo, and his girlfriend's gonna want a Tinkerbell tattoo." And you're about to hit the nail on the head every freaking time, bro. So after a point in time too, that when you're in like a shitty, not big town with a lot of money, you're just doing a bunch of shitty tattoos, and you got, you know, Billy Bob up the road wants to show you off his Mickey Mouse shoulder tattoo he got in 1975. And you're like, yeah, and they're like, see how cool this looks? And you're like, no, dude, I don't. You know, like,
That was a pretty good accent. I like that. Is that your
I've
real
got some southern
accent?
roots in me. You know, don't let the
Oh, it ain't hard, Andy.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
It's all around us.
and don't let my professionalism fool you.
Oh,
I
y'all
like
from
my
Georgia, I
accent.
forget.
Yeah,
We're
exactly.
southern as hell,
Yep.
my God.
You watch your mouth for tribal, Larissa. Yes, I do.
Scott does have tribal. We have a buddy that has a Honda tramp stamp, like the logo
Yeah.
of Honda. Yeah.
I have a whole tribal shoulder piece, and now that I'm 30 years old, I'm fully aware there's much cooler stuff that could be there. Okay, trust me, I know. Now I'm gonna end up. It's like it's faded anyway. So I'm at the point now where I could really probably do a darker cover up and be tight.
Well, did you put enough A&D on it? That's what makes the longevity of a tattoo. Obviously, with the tattoo artist, but
the ink they used. I mean, how deep they went in your skin. If you rejected it, what your blood sugar was like that day, man. It's like all kinds of. Some
wow, I guess there is a lot to it, huh?
There's a lot to it. What the ink's based with, if it's a powder-based ink, if it's liquid ink. Some people like different colors differently. Like I do gray wash really well. My whole chest piece is actually green and yellow. A decade later, you literally cannot tell whatsoever there was ever any color put in there.
That's why I never got yellow. It fades. Color fades.
Right out. Yeah,
red fades too.
Oh, I had red. I had red really good. Blue faded pretty bad on me. Brown fell out. Yeah.
Pink and blue.
Everyone's skin's different, you know. Like everyone's skin stretches differently, you know, depending on what kind of needle they use. So, like, people's skin react to trauma differently. So, like, my favorite, I like traditional tattoos. So, like, everything had like a bold outline. So, I like an 8-round shader. Well, if you get somebody that has like really sensitive skin and stuff like that, that actually can cause like a lot of skin trauma on them, to where their skin starts trying to heal and reject, you know, like foreign objects pretty much. So, it's like you start pushing ink out. And all, I mean, I'm not trying to just ramble about tattooing, but yeah, and also you can have somebody, if you take a session too long, people think about it too, like, oh, I can take it all day. You're like, no, man, there's a certain point where your body's going to be like, I'm out of endorphins, so I can't make it stop hurting for you anymore. And B, I need a break. Like, I've got to take and heal up some. I'm just going to push out any more ink you try to cram in here. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's
I love the shading. Shading feels great. The lines are what kind of hurt depending where you get them, you know, like way up in here.
I didn't like it. Stop. I'm on. Jesus Christ, sorry.
Beep, boop, boop, beep, boop, boop, beep.
You got mail.
Yeah.
Well, good, Scott. Get your tattoo stuff together. You can finish my back tattoo, and we'll be all right.
That's what I'm saying. I need a cat with antlers.
This freaking Jake hit me up. I'm like, Jake, you know I'm on podcast right now, buddy.
Cat with antlers. That's what I want. Maybe with a trench coat and a monocle.
Yeah, I could. Okay, I'm fully confident right now, without a doubt, undoubtedly, that I could take and pick up a tattoo machine and use it perfectly fine. Okay, where I am not confident. I'm perfectly confident in solid outline tattoos, solid shading, solid colors. I'm not doing anything with no outline. I'm not doing freaking portraits, any of that stuff. Anything that you want to do with a solid outline, I could probably do it.
I just need to get mine recolored and the eyes redone on mine.
I've had all my tattoos free-handed because it's like, you know, just I want it unique. I don't want someone else's photo on my arm that someone else can get. You know, I want it to be a
I kind of like that. Like, I give the tattoo artists, usually I give them creative freedom. Cause I'm like,
a lot of my stuff's freehand.
I don't know I'm not an artist. Otherwise, I would tell you what I want tattooed. You know what I mean? But
plus, you get a discount.
It's also really cool to see what people come up with. And you
all my back filler stuff, like all the rope and crazy anchors and all that stuff, it's all freehanded. Like I just let them. I'm like, have at it, bro. My leg, all the biomechanical stuff is freehanded. I have a sugar skull leg that we outlined. There's like 4 roses in a skull. We outlined that, and I just gave him artistic freedom on freehanding stuff. But this guy's like a skull draw. It's funny, too. Once upon a time, I said I would never have a skull tattoo, okay? I have like 20 skulls on me now, okay? There's like crap load of skulls. No, not really 20.
I won't get another tattoo, but if I ever do, I'm going to get one covered up, and then I'm going to have something with kicker. That's it. I have to get it. It's not going to be on my forehead, promise, but somewhere on my arm.
No record.
I've never had a touch-up, and I've never had a cover-up.
Yeah,
I need a touch up.
Yeah,
no, don't ever get names. Don't ever get names on your body. Don't ever do it.
Or consolation.
So don't get like Steve Irby tattooed.
No, I don't know. Well, maybe Steve. Steve.
Can you do this portrait of George Bush on my back?
Who's Steve Irby?
Yeah, I have a cool owl back piece too, like a Celtic owl that's holding a freaking gem that's halfway done shaded. So my back's like done. Lined. And you're like, well, why am I just not going to?
Dude, we both have owls, bro.
Yeah, I have a dope owl tattoo.
Scott, you got to bring up the Kawasaki. I want to talk about it. Got the Kawasaki shirt. I want to talk about Kawasaki.
I saw the commercial, bro. I saw that shit was tight. I'm gonna pull that thing up right now.
There's commercial, please.
On that. I'm pretty sure that's royalty free. Am I correct?
Yep. Should be. I mean, it's from 1965 or 60 something.
You come out
there's
copyright claims.
Jake Zimmerman getting married tomorrow.
Yeah, we're gonna be at your wedding, Jake. Jake's the one that interrupted the podcast, guys. This guy right here.
Wow.
Oh, Jake.
That's his actual picture. He looks just like that.
He looks just like.
Pull it back up.
Figured so.
Pull it back up.
Nice.
Yep.
We can't.
That's
Yeah, that's definitely him.
But yeah, the Kawasaki it's a 1979 KM100. It's a two-stroker smoker. It was my dad's, which he originally purchased brand new out of the showroom for my mom, because they were actually out of mopeds. Yeah, there's my dad there. I wanted him to actually kickstart it and run it, because it's running good now. We had it fixed a few times.
Yeah. I didn't mean to cut you off, sorry. I thought I had the audio. I didn't have the audio.
That one, that's the old one there. Here, maybe I can just send it to you in the chat or something like that. But yeah, because we had it. I took it to Mercedes.
I found it.
Oh, you got it? Okay.
Found it. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, you're good. I'm just trying to fill. Fill.
Boom, 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 with audio.
This thing has 760 miles on it. That's it.
Wow, that's not very much at all.
The Kawasaki 100.
Yeah.
Yes.
Very nice.
I can't tell where the old commercial stopped and the new one started.
The Kawasaki 100. Oh, what a big fuel tank. And shocks so comfortable, too.
Is that the rotary one too, or no?
Yep, it's a rotary valve engine.
Heck yeah.
Nice.
That's
Never skip time on that.
What
Burn the
model-
cylinder
what-
out,
what
but that's
model
about it.
Kawasaki's that?
It's a 1979 Kawasaki KM100 A4. But you can just do KM100 79. It should pop up.
Yeah, I was gonna look at the rotary engine on it while I was doing it.
It's pretty cool. I think he was saying, the guy that worked on it, that the guy that got it running was actually the son of the guy who sold the bike to my dad back in 19. Right.
Wow.
I went to Mercedes. They wouldn't fix it. They're like, well, we know a guy. Tell him you know Daryl. I'm like, okay. So I called him. I was like, hey, Daryl sent me. He's like, bring it down now. I'm like, okay, cool. Here, Eric Thomas is Bob Thomas's son, and that's Bob Thomas Honda Kawasaki in Irwin. They closed up a while ago. Mercedes bought him out, but that's the guy who sold the bike to my dad. It's crazy. So if anyone knew how to fix it right, was him.
It's crazy.
Definitely.
So-
He probably is right. I haven't seen one since '79.
Are you sure it's a rotary? Are you sure it's a rotary?
It's a rotary. It's a rotary.
But
100%.
it's not the same design of rotary like a Wankel rotary engine.
No,
like
it's
that.
not like
no.
no Mazda or something like that. I know it doesn't have any what do you call it?
No Doritos?
Apex
Yeah.
Hills, the Dorito, yeah.
Yeah, those things.
Or did it not run off Doritos?
You can't put no WD-40 in it or run it now. It's got the oiler injection system, which is pretty cool, so you don't have to mix it. It literally
really?
has an oiler in the back of it. Yeah, and then as you pull it back, it'll give more oil and vice versa and stuff like that.
You know, guys, I just had a brain fart. Everyone needs to give Joe congratulations on getting married last weekend, dude.
Oh, shit.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't think about
He's
it.
out
Yeah.
Vegas.
Congratulations, man.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you.
I don't even think I asked you personally. You guys had a good ceremony, even like that? Everything was cool?
Yeah, we had a good time. We did a comedy Vegas wedding. Yeah, we had a,
Look, man, I wanted to see y'all in Vegas, but y'all were coming in as I was leaving.
yeah. It was my timing was 3 days off of SEMA. I didn't realize it until after we were already on the way there, and so we kind of missed SEMA, and this is a sad thing. But we had a great time. We laughed and joked, and
Yeah.
we spent a lot of time traveling, and it was a lot of fun.
How was San
Yeah.
Francisco?
My favorite part of Vegas is the dispensaries. I'm not even gonna
Well, I understand that.
lie. They don't even warn you how strong that stuff is either. Like, oh, in their desert, it's okay. And then you just like,
You can walk around anywhere in Vegas and get high, so it's okay.
I could see that Vega like a Steve-O tattoo, but on a Fuego's butt.
I know, I'm dying over this chat.
Yeah, dude, you gotta do like a Steve-O tattue of high.
I can't read it.
Portrait. It says you take a tattoo of his face on a Fuego's butt, but the yeah, but you gotta put "It's Your Boy" under it, like right under your neck.
Oh yeah.
It's your boy.
Oh yeah.
no records.
It's your boy.
I will willing to say it live right now in front of everybody. If El Fuego wants to put High Five Vega's face and "It's Your Boy" on his butt cheek, I will pay for half of the tattoo.
I'll pay the other half.
Yeah.
I'll pay
have a
tax.
free tattoo. Okay.
I'll pay the tip.
Yeah, Casey's got the tip. We will.
Casey, you're streaming the video, so we're good.
Yeah.
Did you smoke
Yeah.
a cigar out there to celebrate or no?
I smoked 30 cigars while I was out there.
I believe you did.
Woo! That's awesome.
Yeah, Vegas is really cool,
Congratulations.
The,
Where'd
Thank
you
you,
get
man.
married
Thank
at? Church?
Vegas.
Because
Yeah, the
Vegas.
little wedding church, little Vegas wedding church. Little,
You know, I'm
little,
thinking about doing that,
Well,
like
one
not
of-
telling nobody. Oh, you guys got married? Yeah, we got married. Forgot to tell you. You
It
know?
was $135. You kidding me?
Wow.
It was excellent.
Don't tell me that. Don't tell me that.
He's like, Taylor,
With
we're
pictures.
going in Nevada. I'm gonna go with Steve down for Saturday.
Yeah.
For work. And then
Yeah,
just-
with
Okay,
pictures and everything.
The same
That's
one that
awesome.
was in Hangover.
Yeah, exactly.
Now,
Probably.
you guys were
Asian
engaged
man,
prior
maybe.
to Vegas, or
Yes.
did you? Okay,
Yeah,
good,
yeah,
good,
we
good,
were.
good.
Yeah.
That's
We're
awesome.
not young. We don't have to have a super shiny wedding. We've both been married before.
Right.
Who was
right.
your
well,
pastor,
you know.
Elvis or Cher?
Was it Elvis? Yeah.
No,
Sure.
we didn't want that one. We didn't do Elvis. We just did a comedy wedding. So
Yeah,
it was. We laughed the whole time. It was great.
Larissa has pretty decent taste. She says, "Do not do that, Andy."
I won't.
Definitely.
I'm just
That-
I'm
that's
not I'm
not
not
the
a
way.
cheap guy, you know, like $135 for a whole wedding. That's not bad. That's not
Yeah.
bad.
Did you see
know,
that
instead
video
of
last
10 grand?
night of the
It was
fixed
fun.
Keeper Enter 2 or no? He fixed that amp I sent him, and he had it done in like 12
Oh,
minutes flat.
David. I mean,
Yeah.
wait. No, that was his wife doing that. What are you talking
Yeah,
about?
it was
Yeah,
wife.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
It's actually
David
her
doesn't even know how
hands
to
that are
fix
doing the
amps. He
work.
doesn't know the first thing
He
about
did
it.
the recap video afterwards, but the yeah.
It's actually
You said-
her hand. She puts him up through his shirt and does the work.
Well, the funny
Scott.
thing was is they took in dude. He forgot to hook up the ground or something like that, the power supply. So I'm like, bro, I'm sending you this amp. It only needs the remote turn on lead fixed. It's good. You know, it's easy fixed. It's a throw you a bone, fucking tight amp. Does 3 times the rated, and he's he had it on video. I'm like, turn this thing on in the comments. So he's like, okay, cool. And he's plugging it in, and it's like turns on the thermal light only. And I'm like, no, I promise you, this amp was fine. I turned it on right before I sent it to you, and it was good. And luckily, it was just ground or something like that. But
Oh, that's good.
yeah, it had me scared for like 2 seconds. I'm like, dude, I'm telling you, this thing was freaking alive before I sent it to you.
That's the worst thing about sending an amp. But I mean, you weren't expecting it back anyway, so not.
It was
not
free
that-
anyway. It was free. I would have felt bad though if he thought it was a simple fix, and then it ended up being like transistors or something stupid in the power supply or something like that. Because then it's actually an investment of time and desoldering and all that stuff. Because like I think the whole thing on it is like, hey, you can do a quick fix, not. Here's another one I got to dig into, and it's taken apart. She just want to keep me guessing. Yeah.
Good thing David's got Larissa to fix the amps, though. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
For real.
Yeah. It's awesome.
What's up, Micah?
Heck yeah.
No, that's cool. That's what he's doing with the amp dyno, or not amp dynos, but amp
Yeah, we're
repair.
riding it. We're
That's
riding
tough,
in the
man.
excursion. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, Andy.
No,
SDK
you're good.
Enclosures.
Yeah.
I like how he switched that up.
He switched over, yeah, because like called him out, yeah. Just so everyone knows that's Jake. Oh, no problem, dude. I'm happy to send it to you, man. You know what that amp did? I got it for free in a trade, and it sat in my garage for 1 year. I've had like three 2002s. I totally told you before, man. And I've told Andy the same thing. Like, I don't mean it's like a stick with, but when it comes to like vintage amps, if it's not like pristine, I'm like, I don't want it, dude. I mean, like,
Yeah.
if it had the cover and the bird sheet and all that stuff, like the one you got from Big D, that's a keeper.
Good for amp dynos. Otherwise, if you're gonna have something and you're gonna pay for it, you want it to be mint. You want it to
Exactly.
be as
That's
good
why I
as you're
jumped on that
gonna get.
DX amp. I can't wait to throw it in the Civic, man. That thing's
Heck
like
yeah.
it's really brand new. It's like a decade old amp.
I know I was hard getting. I was like, man, I could buy this, but I'm like, I don't feel like spending the money. I don't need it. I don't
Yeah.
need it.
I
Dyno
really
it, get it
don't
out.
need it. I still got to mail you that freaking long boy one. That long boy has been sitting on the floor of my living room for 3 or 4 months now.
Oh, you're good, man. I haven't amp dynoed in a while. I'm about to do
Yeah.
it probably this weekend. I don't know, maybe next weekend. I need to
You're
do
gonna
an
put
amp
the
dyno.
You
I was
put
supposed
Cookie
to do
Monster
one-
on amp dyno?
Yeah, I could use that, but yeah, I was gonna amp dyno the Sound Digital 800.4, and it kind of blew up in my face. So yeah, that didn't happen.
Did you get it on camera?
No, that was the thing. I was just testing. I know. I got a little bit on camera of like the 4 ohm run, just playing music. I tried a 2 ohm run, after Rise, like 2 ohm certified. I didn't even get up to the whole what the amp can do at 2 ohms, and at 23 hertz though. That's how I do my 2 ohms on a single channel. I had to play that low of a frequency. So yeah, I kind of went poof. And I'm like, oh no, that's no good. Oh no, we broke our table. You know, I was like, oh shit, here we go.
Oh no,
Yeah.
our table is broken.
You work on anything cool, DJ, or no?
Just music. That's all, pretty much.
I want to hear some piano.
Yeah, let's do it. Dude.
Let's try not to get any copyright strikes. I know you're good at
Can you
that.
play us out at the end of the episode?
Yeah, I'll play you at the end of the episode.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I can do that.
Oh, dude, he is locked and loaded.
Yeah, I think 14.4 volt talk is they're
Dude,
hemmed up or
okay.
something, man. I haven't seen them.
We should talk about a sub that we blew or an amp that we blew that we really missed while DJ plays sad music. Everyone go around in a circle.
Yeah.
So there I was.
Or talk about the one that got away system-wise, subs, amps, whatever.
Oh, I got one. You were Casey. I don't think you were there the day I caught the.
Hold on. Don't say it until DJ starts playing sad music.
Let me try to figure something that's sad out.
He's like, you're putting me in the spot
You can be
right now.
happy too. I don't know.
This is pretty sad.
There I was at the car show, showing off my T4000, the T215s, you know. And then I gave it a little too much sauce and I blew a sub, you know. So I unhooked them both. I didn't have my multimeter with me. Plugged one back in, it was good. I plugged the other one back in. Went to give her the sauce with the guy in the passenger seat, and that amp didn't explode and catch on fire right there. Okay. So there I am. With no choice, ripping the wire out of this T4000 amplifier and throwing Gatorade on it because I had nothing else in the vehicle that was liquid or fire extinguisher at the time. T4000 got away.
That was good. That was good.
Yeah.
That was a story, man. I felt
Yeah.
that one. I'm like, oh,
There's
no.
a guy in the passenger seat getting a demo. And the amplifier explodes into flames in my truck. Okay. The guy bounced really fast, okay? Before I was in the back seat, he was out of that chair and gone. Never saw
But a
him again.
T4000 is like
Yeah, it was
17 feet long.
Yeah, and I had no tools with me either. So I'm like literally grabbing 1-aught power wire and yanking it with my life out of the amplifier, okay? Like,
You better call Rockford. You better warranty my 20-year-old amp.
Yeah. It's like brand new. I never used it.
25 to life, right?
$650 blown.
You know, there's a guy, can't remember his name. He's in Arizona. He does all the Rockford, all the old school Rockford stuff.
Well, one guy that's a fantastic Rockford guy is Damon Wood, and Dave here knows quite a few about some of the older stuff too. But what the guy the G&S amplifier or whatever that you're talking about? He's in Florida though, I thought.
No, there's another guy that owns Desert Audio. That he actually has a few of the older Rockford guys working for him.
Oh wow, I'm sure he's good. I know that the G&S guy, he bought out a bunch of parts from Rockford when on amps they discontinued and stuff like that too. So he's got a bunch of like OE parts.
Oh yeah, because I had a Rockford the BD 1000, the old with the end caps on it, and I sent it to someone in Ohio to get repaired, and they came back. It didn't came back. Never got delivered. Whatever. But then I had another one I sent to another guy, and I got it back, and it had completely different parts in it than what Rockford spec out. And I was like, this is not what I wanted. I wanted
Did it perform the same or no?
I'm sorry?
So did it perform the same, or you think it's placebo at that point? It didn't, or no?
It didn't sound the same at all. It sounded a little different.
That placebo effect is real sometimes.
It definitely is.
Some people are that way just about car period. They'll be negative about a brand or something like that, and then they just assume it's going to sound bad. So you just get in and like, this, I don't like these speakers, or I don't like this brand, and then you just automatically think it's going to sound bad.
They take the kicker out, they put a scar in there, like, oh, it sounds so much better. The surround is huge.
And they're like, well, hey, you just lost all of your bandwidth.
Yeah. Well, you put a bigger amp on there too. You know.
There's so many people that Rockford and Fosgate is so expensive. I'm like, yeah, but their R&D department is like the size of, some of the other brands.
Yeah.
Same with Kicker.
Well, and also too, the only thing I can say about I'm not afraid to say it too about the Rockford stuff right now. There's no reason that the T-Series amplifier, the T-Series subs now should be a rip-in surrounds like they do. And I realize there's people playing them wrong, stuff like that, like the 16s and the 13s, they just grenade surrounds, okay? But the,
Yeah.
other than that, I
had
can't say nothing
one
about
problem
it.
with mine. I was playing 7 hertz through my 19. It was moving,
Oh, wow.
full tilt, back and
We
forth.
sold
Never
that's
got one problem.
when we sold Rockford and JL, it was really hard to get people onto the T series when they could just get the W7, and that's when they had the 13.5 inch anniversary edition. So everybody went the JL route. You know what I mean?
I feel like
Like
whenever
JL.
you're ripping surrounds, you're not using the equipment the way it's intended, and you're going past obviously
Mechanical limits,
X max,
box
and then
tuning.
you're going
Yeah.
up to mechanical limit, and then some. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
one, you're either expecting too much out of the enclosure, playing too low, putting too much power. You gotta have an idea of what the
And they're
system
clipping
can
the
actually
shit out
do.
of them.
Well, it's just like for the most part, they're like, man, Rockford doesn't sell T-Series recon kits, or JL doesn't sell W7 recon kits. Like, yeah, because if you use it properly, it's never going to blow. That
Right.
P2, if you use it properly, is never going to blow ever.
Nope.
Like,
The
I've
only
got
sub
a
I blew in my lifetime was it was a P2. Yeah, that was a P212. That was the only sub I ever blown until I got into SPL.
probably clipping.
When I blew
Clipping,
2
bro.
brand new ZV6s while there was a wait list of people to get them at Slam first thing in the morning
In front of God and everybody.
in front of everyone.
I needed his help installing my liquid magma alternator, right? I'm gonna go burp it real quick. Goes and grenades 2 subs. I'm like,
Your liquid magma
Let's
alternator.
not talk about grenading subs because I'll start blowing mine. That's not very
Okay.
nice.
yeah, DJ. So I towed my buddy from Tennessee to Indianapolis. I towed in the excursion that's walled off. I towed with my walled off excursion. I walled off Explorer on a U-Haul galvanized metal trailer. I was like way over the tow limit.
55 miles an hour.
A, almost died coming back down, going down a mountain in Kansas. But B, we got into Slamology, unloaded his Explorer, pulling into Slam. My fucking alternator broke both the bolts off and just falls off the front of the truck.
Oh, because it's that Y mount, so it's
Yeah,
like a
bro.
Mickey Mouse.
Scott got his brakes so hot that they
Your
had
alternator said, "Not today, Dan. Not
Yeah.
today."
the brakes had a vibration before, and he got them so hot on that drive that they stopped vibrating.
Hey,
Dude, when we're
Fix
pulling the
itself.
trailer and stuff like that too, you can add, I don't, Jordan and you guys are in here right now. The first time we stopped to get gas with the Explorer on the trailer, the brakes were smoking when we got off the exit. Dude, I was like, whoa! We need to slow down a little slower next time,
Yeah, that,
air
that
brakes.
V10 has enough,
No,
has enough
don't you
torque
put
to
that
tow
on me.
everything.
So I missed the freaking reverse polarity inside. Oh, I caught the end of the side jag. After I done nutted up on Facebook, I'm like, yeah, I'm not gonna miss it. I'm not gonna have my sub slinky. Then I got busy working, and then I was like, dang, side jag's about to start. I went, oh, I just missed the whole show. Totally know what I'm talking about. Hi-Fi Vega posted a Facebook status. It's like, if you be there or your subs are gonna slinky or something like that. I'm like, yeah, I'll be there.
I'm thinking about going to get one of his I'm thinking about going to get one of his big 3 kits.
I got one downstairs.
They're nice. They're worth the money. They really are. For the time that you would be putting into it, and you're getting good product and good wire, and someone that obviously knows what wire works the best and for what price and all that other kind of stuff, man. I like it. It looks clean too, and I love how he put the wire shroud or whatever, the plastic, to help with heat. I think that's very key, because if you don't put you can have the best wire, best connections. You don't have that outside protection. That wire's gonna, from the heat, it's gonna get brittle. And it's
Yeah,
gonna start,
Definitely agree with that.
Hi-Fi Vega is the wire daddy now.
Oh,
He
yeah.
is the wire daddy.
Yep, yacht daddy.
Heck yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, I
'cause
like those videos.
I'm going to add a third alternator to my Jeep, so.
You're not.
Right.
I'm gonna
See, I'm
redo all
stuck
the
in the
wire.
freaking 5.4, 6.8 Ford stuff, so it's
I
freaking
three
single
alternators is
alternator.
the perfect number, dude.
Oh,
He said Joe had some long newlywed nights. Yeah, I'm sure he did. Yeah.
Oh yeah, what about
He's
what
like,
about that?
"Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
there's a bracket. There's a bracket that I sort of know of that you could fit 4 alternators on that
On a
V10
Jeep?
motor.
Wow,
Oh,
that
yeah,
is-
we-
Ford stuff for you, so
Yeah,
let me know
the
about it.
5.4 and the
Oh,
6.8.
you're talking about the guy that has an excursion he put 4 on or whatever?
No, there's a bracket that I've seen the paperwork how it was designed,
Oh, wow.
but it's kind of like Exos. How Exos excursion was like 5 alternators. There's one here and then a bunch of them here. It's the same deal, but it's like a T.
Oh,
There's
so
a
that's-
guy that has
Yeah,
his
3
own
of them.
DIY one, like corner steel and stuff like that, and it's not, like really trimmed out and look nice yet. He's got 4 on his truck, but yeah. I thought Larissa was a bot the first time she chimed in. It looked like a nice lady was commenting, like, haha, look, we got a YouTube commentary. Yeah, she does a bunch of getting bullshit. That's the face that she's tired of David's shit right now. He's like, babe, I'm buying another amp. And she just stares at him like that. Oh, really? She's like, I'm going shoe shopping tomorrow.
That's how it goes.
I'm
Happy
gonna
wife.
take the American
Go
Express
above
in my
my
car and go shoe shopping.
Yeah.
Any of us in here? Are we any of us going Black Friday shopping?
Nope.
No.
No, I am. I'm buying myself and Joe here a speedy fan controller and the dash mount.
What the hell, man?
Okay.
What about me? I got 2 fanny.
They're available on Black Friday.
Wow.
No, yeah.
Wow.
I run the internal fans into DC amp. No other amps. Fans, sorry.
He blames on the Corona, Larissa. It's fine.
I'm about to need those fans, man. I'm running 4 7500s, one per sub.
Yeah.
Oof.
Heck yeah.
On the
Too
Friday.
much power.
Straight clipping, straight bass.
Yeah.
Now that I put those fans on, those new fans on, I don't get hot no more, so I'm not complaining.
Yeah, Joe put the style like you had, Casey, on his. And
Those are Casey's. Those were Casey's.
I gotcha.
Yeah.
I still got to mail some fans to DJ Jesus. I've got some fans for him. Those Atwoods are good, dude, but they're so loud.
Oh, definitely.
I mean, you can't
Like,
hear them. Yeah.
That's the problem whenever you have certain fans for the amount of wind you're getting. Yeah, but it's loud. You
I
know.
built step-offs for my fannies, and bro, you can barely hear them. Even attached to the wall in the back, you can barely hear when I flip the switch on.
I know some cars you get in, you're like, the fans are so loud, it just makes the system, the anticipation worse because it's like, man, this thing's gonna be really loud. You just hear the
Brian?
fans going.
Good.
You know.
Yeah.
Couldn't turn it
always
on
that.
as a 40.
You want to tell them
man.
the fans are louder than the engine noise, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I know they gotta use these. That's how they have the bilge pump fans in their car because they can cover the floor noise. But
You get in the car and it's just like bullet tweeters screaming in your face before the demo even starts. And you're like, yeah, I'm gonna head out.
Yeah, I'm gonna head out of here now.
Thanks for the demo. And
The
he's like,
worst
"Why do
one
you
I
do
see
that?"
is when they get the tweeters that's supposed to have like the 3M stick back, like the $20 pair, and they're hanging off like by the wires off the A pillars, just dangling.
Yeah.
You're
With
like,
zip ties.
"This is not blue, bro." Like, come
Walmart
on.
tweeters for the win.
Stuck everywhere.
Damn.
That's front stage, Scott. Come on, man.
It's imaging. Yes, yeah.
Exactly. You need it.
It's
Imaging.
digital imaging at its finest.
360 image.
Yeah. That way, the guy getting a hair trick, he can hear the treble.
Yeah, you got to think about those guys too, man. You know.
You just gotta hang like a 4-inch mid off the with a speaker while I'm hanging a zip tie and hanging.
I've seen some crazy stuff, man. Or people drive all the way to Slamology and they've got a floorboard full of trash, and you're like, "Why did
I won't get in.
Yeah,
I won't get in if they got trash.
The road trash.
Yeah, the road.
You leave me and my road trash alone, Joe.
Yeah. If your lunch is still on the floor from yesterday, I'm not getting in.
Yeah, no.
You got to clean your car the night before the show. You know what I mean? Vacuum it. At least,
Yeah.
clean it up a little bit and give it a little spray. If you're not doing that, you just care about your number. You don't care about what people think about your build or yourself. That's how I feel.
I carry a paintbrush that I use to dust off my dashboard, in between my seats, the floorboard, just to get all the cracks and crevices clean. A little bit of effort is good.
I
Like I did that. I
clean
put the
mine
rear
more.
AC to the amp rack, and it worked out great, bro. In the Ford, I crap you not, a gutter extension popped right in the slot that came out of the stock air box for the AC for the third row. And I
Really? A gutter
right over the
extension?
amps, and I turned that fans on, and boom, I got blasting AC. So I did one to the amps and one to under the rear second row, so like that AC will heat under the seat. But yeah, my truck's like Joe's, man. My truck is dirtier getting people in and out for demos than it does
Yeah.
me getting it dirty.
Mine's a garage truck. It doesn't leave the garage. It doesn't go anywhere.
Yeah, we got Uncle Kip in the house.
Oh, yeah, there's Kip.
It's damaging.
Scott knows the materials that went into mine, and I really do need to take better care of it. But like most of the time, it just sits at the shop. It's got
Yeah.
suede and leather and stuff. But I mean, I'm not gonna. I give it a good clean and wipe down, but I don't really go into a heavy detail because I know it's gonna be dirty again, and people are getting in and out of it. But I don't know, man. Like, I'm proud of the build, and I want people to hang out and see it. But I think what the best part is seeing the reactions, like when it's actually working. You know?
Yeah.
I'm not just gonna have a straight up road trash like 30 pack of White Castle that I just smashed.
I think we're talking more about the people leaving their McDonald's cups or wrappers and all the other kind of stuff, knowing that people are going to be getting in their car that they have no idea who they are. You know what I mean?
Bucket of chickens there. How old is that?
Damon, with your ears burning,
when you go to a show,
really talking about you, man.
When you go to a big show, you don't know half the people that are getting in your car for demos. You know, usually the people that you already know, they've already heard your system. At least at a bigger show, they're not going to sit in your car. They'll wait till they see you locally. You know.
I've only told one person no ever on getting a demo. It was middle of Slamology, and this guy walks over and I could smell the BO1. To be honest with you, B had no shirt on, and it was just sweat beads all over him. And he's like,
"Tell no."
And I'm
you got
sorry,
leather
bro.
interior too, so he was slipping, huh?
Yeah, and it's brand new leather too. Yeah, so he goes to get in. I'm like, sorry, dude, you're gonna put a towel down. Like my seats were brand. Casey asked him. I got them the week before Slam.
We did, yeah, we did.
Yeah, so I was like, these are brand new leather. Like, put a towel down. I ain't got a towel or shirt or nothing. I'm like, you stand outside, then, dog. I don't care, man. Like,
no shirt, no demo.
Yeah, I don't even if it was acceptable weather outside and you weren't covered in sweat, and maybe if you weren't fully in my seat, I might be okay.
Bro, I'm just saying, it's gonna sound bougie, but I don't want some sweaty ass crack mark in my suede on my seat.
Oh yeah. Dude, I'm not trying to play it up. These cost me, multiple $1,000.
Yeah, they're expensive, bro.
Casey, next thing you're gonna start charging for demos, and then I'm gonna say,
I'm not charging. I'll never ever. And I'm
Yep.
not saying, okay, I'm not even getting into this, but I'll never charge for demos, dude. I love it. I share my love with it. Hop in whenever you want. You know what I mean?
I don't charge for demos. I charge for AC demos.
Hey, tips
Yeah,
appreciated.
you want me to
AC
turn the
demos,
AC on?
absolutely.
Yeah, you want me to turn the AC on? Cash at me, dog.
That's
No,
the best
dude.
thing. It's like people get in your car like, oh my God, you have AC. I'm like, yeah, dude. Like,
Same,
not that
yeah.
loud anyway, but yeah, I would never really try to get rid of that unless I absolutely needed to. You need that AC. One for your equipment, two for your face.
Yeah.
Dude, I got an alternator, right? And we went to the Sundown show, and I have two 370 amp CS alts going to my lithium bank, okay? And the stock alt runs all the truck. It's completely separate, right? So it's it's completely separate. The stock alt by the end of Sundown was screaming, bro. I mean, it was like, wee, pulling up to the hotel.
Kinda like that?
Yeah.
The excursion was too. So I tell you, I didn't
dude.
cut the excursion off the entire weekend of Slamology. Not only did I tow a car across the country, it stayed running the entire weekend with the AC on blast.
It did.
Now I'll give it to it though. Sunday afternoon, the AC wasn't terribly cold, but I mean, she did good, But
She did, yeah.
that Brand X at the time, which would have been rebuilt to that point though, but it did me good.
Yeah.
She was heat soaked, and I kept my voltage up halfway okay. Yeah, and
I hate when that happens, man. Your whole voltage drops 0.4, and you're like, fuck.
Oh, yeah. Especially in a four banger, man. I'm like, ooh, 13 volts at idle. Ooh, yeah. I'm pulling all my alternator there.
Dude, what is 13 volts in? Yeah, I'm just playing.
I like
But
my
it's not even
14 volts. I really do. I've lived that 9.8, 10.4 life for a long time.
Well, that's scary.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, man.
Yeah.
Budget builds, everything in between, even the big ones at one point. You know what I mean? You gotta
today
get that
those
power,
builds,
man.
as long now it's with my setup right now. I can't drop it below 14. I'm being straight up. It's pretty much you can't do it. But back in the day, I didn't go below 12.5, 12.4.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
12.5 is totally doable.
Maybe 11.
Yeah, 10.
I love when you get those demos though, and then the people are looking at your voltage. I'm like, yeah, it's 11.5. It's okay. We're good. We're good.
People are more like mine. Dude, you've been playing for 4 hours. It's at 14.5 volts. I'm like, I don't know.
Oh, I just saw Hi-Fi's comment. Thanks,
Lithium
Hi-Fi.
is a game changer, really, and especially when you have enough electrical, you're never gonna drop. You know what I mean? And that's the ideal way to run your electrical setup in your car, is where you're not putting stress on your equipment. It's gonna last longer. Period.
We need to get Dave and Damon in here one night and talk about what got them into amp repair. A, B, what they see common failures be of amps. That'd be freaking cool.
That'd be awesome.
Definitely would be
I hope they
awesome.
would do that, yeah.
We'll have to do that. I know Damon, I don't know if he puts his face on camera. We'll just see the top-down view of him amp repairing, but it'll just be him talking. It'll just be moving an old DSM around or something like that. And then as we interview him for an hour.
Look at
You gotta
Hi-Fi's
send
comment.
him a blown amp, something that we all like, or something that you guys
Dude,
have.
our horse traded up
Oh, I got an
Probably all half
MTX. I got an
dozen or dozen
MTX amp
amps.
that needs fixed. I bought
I'll
it
buy
at
it.
Marketplace. Yeah,
You
I
did that.
bought
Even if
it.
it's broken.
I paid $40 for the thing, but it didn't work. You know, I always take my
I'm on my
chance
way
when I
right
buy
now. Hang
auction.
on.
Yeah.
I'm on my way right now. If it's MTX, I'll buy it.
Oh yeah, you are an
I've never
MTX
had
guy.
anything MTX ever. Actually, never owned an MTX product.
I have the RFL 4000 12-inch. They're only available in Australia, but I have one coming here shortly.
No way.
Yeah.
It's a big the 4000. The RFL 4000 is basically a 9500 on steroids. It's like a
You have a
95
9515 or a 9515 or whatever, or no?
I have a
He's got the
9500.
damn jackhammer. Don't let him fool you.
I
He's got
got
a
the-
jackhammer in his damn basement. I want you to show us the
DJ,
jackhammer. One of these
okay.
shows you have
When
to.
are you gonna pick this thing up in front of us, just like this?
Never.
Pick
I
it.
can't
Well, he's
even
never
pick
gonna
it-
pick it up. Yeah,
I
that's the
can't even pick
problem.
it up off the ground.
Really?
It's 400. It really is. When I got it, I was like, it's not 450 pounds. There's no way. And I got it,
It
and I'm
literally
like,
weighs.
oh my god.
Yeah, because don't you remember
Can't
Pit My
even-
Ride? They were using an engine lift to
The
pick this
engine
thing
oil,
up
yeah.
to put it in the enclosure. Yeah, man.
Even
I mean,
that
it's
beat up car, dude. It didn't even run hardly. It didn't fix anything mechanical. But like, here's a
They didn't even put an air. They didn't even
Yes.
blow the air filter out with a freaking air compressor. Okay, they're like,
sorry, we
Yeah.
forgot to fix the air compressor, but we got something better for you.
we did put a quart of
MTX
oil in
22
it.
inch
Bubble
jackhammer.
machine.
Yeah,
They
bubble
probably
machine.
didn't even clean the corrosion off the battery they attached the power cable to.
The car don't run, but you can have a jackhammer. You'll be
Yeah.
fine.
And by the way, MTX actually wants that back when we finish this episode, so you're gonna have an empty box. That's what happened.
Yeah, don't
to
tell
Mario Kart. Product got taken back out of them, so they got
Repoed.
shit cars. That were
Yeah, they
I actually
repoed
heard
it.
I actually heard about that, like that myth. And when I was talking to someone at MTX about my RFL 4000,
Mhm.
they said that didn't really happen. That what happened, they don't know how that myth came to be, but on the Pit My Ride and stuff like that, they basically gave those away as a PR. So they were basically a free, put it on TV, and then
Pretty sick.
they
Just
were gonna say
advertising, yeah.
here, come buy them, but nobody really ever bought them. I think they only made like 50 or 60 of them total.
Wow.
The electronics tech, I think it's Mad Mike from Pit My Ride, is actually doing like really cool shit now.
Yeah,
Oh yeah,
Yeah, he's a really smart guy, man. I mean, granted, he was putting popcorn machines and fucking like espresso machines in cars, but like,
dude, I was nothing more excited than see like the intro to Pimp My Ride episode at me at 10 years old. I'm like, wow. Like,
You'd be like, so
Whoa.
you would like radiation. We put a microwave in it.
so stupid. We put a record player in your car.
They put some pretty crazy stuff. I know they found a van in the
It's not
junkyard
contaminated.
recently on some other show. I forget what show it was, but they found one of the vans on Pit My Ride. It might have been on YouTube.
oh, it's
He like restored
the
it kind of.
stupidest car collector on YouTube. What is his freaking name?
Oh, the movie's
Oh, I know
garage.
you're talking about, yeah.
Hoobie's Garage. Yeah, he
I
had
think it was
Pimp My Ride one. Then Tavares ended. Oh yeah, Hoobie's Garage got it, and then Tavares ended up with no. Tavares got it, and then it gave it to Hoobie's Garage. Yeah.
You know, I actually, one of the guys, so I used to live in Waynesboro, which is pretty close to Harrisburg, and this is like 5-6 years ago. Well, actually longer than that. I was in high school still. Streets Pete 717. I actually met him. He had his Hellcat, a white Hellcat at that time. And I asked for a ride. He was like, no.
Jeez.
He didn't let me sit in it. Very cool guy.
I was showing the interior. I just skipped right over. There we go.
Oh,
The Pimp My Ride van.
dude, people
Yeah,
don't realize how
that's
much goes into the interior work of these things. Like,
Yeah.
And they didn't
Yeah,
touch
that's
one
right.
thing on the engine.
I always thought interior would be easy to do, but like now I'm at a shop that we do custom interior and stuff, and the guy that we have there just does crazy stuff. I'm like, how did you do that?
If you see, though, it had blown head gaskets. They had to do the heads, and it's completely stock electrical there. I see a 4-gauge running in the back that powers everything. But that might be one odd. Might be one odd.
It looks
Well,
like
if you
a
think
one.
about it,
yeah.
if you had a battery bank in the back and that's a stock alt, I mean, it's not going to send more power. So like it's only going to
Yeah,
charge
you could-
that stuff. Yeah.
Get away with 4. Absolutely.
It's only going to charge 13.8 volt because it's a Chrysler.
That
And it
too.
only has
Thank
a
you, DJ,
98.5 amp alternator.
And plus, it's only going to pull as many amps as it can through that the wire to that alternator. The alternator's not going to put more than that wire can handle.
I was more referencing
It's all coming from
like
the
the 5 power inverters in it, and the 6 TVs, and then the whatever accessory that they crammed them in there.
That was the thing back then, though. You know what I mean? Anything you could fit in your car electronically, TVs, DVD players, you know, and then they just took it to a whole nother level. And it's
we got
like, wow.
16 PlayStations.
Yeah, I need that in my car. Trust me, I was a guy, whenever I was 16, I literally got the power inverter. I hooked up my VCR, my TV, 13-inch TV, and my PS2 in my car, man. I didn't have no fancy, nothing like that, you know what I mean? But I had my PlayStation in my car with my system in the back, and when I'd tackle someone, you'd feel it. It was awesome. It's great.
That was awesome. I remember going to car audio shows in like 2001, 2002, like big ones for SPL meets and stuff like that, or Nopi Nationals and stuff, and seeing like, you know, NFL Game Day 2001, which is really 2000, you know, and then you know, a little tiny screen that now, you know, you couldn't read a single thing on that. You couldn't read a name or a text or anything. But
this is awesome.
Yeah, my dad did articles for Car Audio and Electronics magazine, and I have one of the ones he did for an Emerson subwoofer, which, you know, Emerson, like the cheap brand or whatever.
He's like, I'm not saying this thing's a piece of shit, but
yeah, he was. I had a conversation with him about it, and he was like, you know, it's a different time. He's like, you're writing for a major magazine. There wasn't, you know, we had some forums, but like you couldn't bite the hand that feeds, so you can't say it's a piece of crap. You can say it sounds good on 3 songs that I played. But
he was really respectful about it. It was actually a really good article. It was well written.
Yeah, but going back to that, the only reason I brought that up is because like the next 2 pages after the Emerson article is like a 98 Jetta, and it's straight up displaying that they have a VCR mounted in the back when you open the trunk. So then when you open the trunk, it's like a VCR right there, and like they have like their controls, stuff like that, and you're like, wow, this is the future. You know, you put your tape in the back. I remember thinking a CD changer was futuristic. You mean I can put 10 CDs in this thing and freaking have a huge library?
And that's what I was telling Kayla. I'm like, I got a 6 CD changer in my car, and now I don't even use CDs. You know what I mean? I always thought those were awesome.
I don't even have a CD player anymore. It's yours.
You can't use them.
No, you can't. Not with our bass.
You can't.
Well, I actually play a lot of CDs. Only because it's like that. I'm into sound quality more than But the CD, I get the best quality out of the CD.
I don't use CDs anymore, though, man.
You ever heard Bobby Gately talk about sound quality comps?
No.
He's like, it's just a bunch of guys sitting in the cars together, and you walk by and you can't hear the music from the outside.
Hi-Fi was saying,
and I just started shooting.
Sorry, I didn't say it, but
I didn't realize that a lot of these guys do demos with no AC on because it's more noise.
Right, yeah. Dude,
that's terrible.
You're like, bro, I'm not going to sit in your car in a hot parking lot in the summer.
That's gonna ruin the RTA score and all the imaging and the time alignment. It's gonna screw it all up. You can't have that AC running, bro.
It definitely does screw up the time alignment. I have my time alignment done. When I turn the heat, I don't have my AC. Turn the heat on and the blower marks are ticking. I can hear the audibles change in between the actual what time alignment is because the heater motor's on. You know, if someone else gets into the car and they don't hear, you know, sound quality all the time like I do, they just go, "Yep, sounds good."
There's a lot of stuff we're subjective to, though. Like, as far as hearing in a system and, you know, what we like and don't like or think sounds good, you know, like, I don't know. There's a lot of people's cars that get demos of, and I'm like, I'll be positive and, you know, tell them, like, hey, you do good work for this stuff like that. And I genuinely mean it, but a lot of these things, man, I'm like, bro, you need to learn what a crossover is. You need to learn what the slopes are, all that stuff, because there's a lot of people, especially, I would say, especially with people that are new to Loudpack, that have no understanding on, like, a frequency response or a range that needs to be playing and cutting it out and stuff like that. And, like I get it, it's loud, but, like, dude, it sounds like hammered, distorted duty. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I know. I like sound quality. I like sound quality, but it's like at the same time, it's like I must laugh at either end of the spectrum. Like, you know, when it's just a burnt car, or it's so SQ, it's so flat. It's like that's not even music, or you're just getting way too into it. You know what I mean? But I get it though. I get it because I have that ear for it. You know, and it's like I enjoy that stuff too. But I laugh at it because it's like, come on, man, just turn the AC on. I'm not your judge. Just let me hear it. You know what I mean? So stuff like that. But
how about saying that they had window units outside and piped it in?
Andy, all I'm going to tell you right now
is
if you get in my Tahoe, I promise I'll run the AC. For one, and this goes for anybody, the AC will be on. And 2, if you have a camera, or you're recording in any way, shape, or fashion, I'm gonna fucking send it, bro.
Oh, you know it.
He's like, we will grenade a sub, an amplifier, a door speaker. I don't care, dude.
We will do it for the
Oh, you're
brand.
Going live and direct. You know that, DJ.
No, yeah.
I can't. I know. I want to get a demo of your both of your guys, all your guys' systems, man. You know, I'm really banking on Slamology 2022. Hopefully that happens. And then we'll be good to go.
Slamology 2022. It's gonna be a wild time.
Absolutely.
I'll be rebuilt by then. We'll have Joe rebuilt. He's got some crazy stuff. He's loud now. He's about to be kill
A
some.
little bit louder. Just a little bit louder.
I might be on
with
to
a
the next
tolerance.
setup after this next setup by then.
Yeah.
Scott knows, dude. It's terrible. I can't stay on the same. Like every show, it's a different setup.
I know. Who
That's
knows
how
what
I am,
I'll
too.
have? I don't know.
I'm the same thing. Like every show I go to, I have a whole different. What do you got this time? I'll have a blah blah blah, and then have another setup. And
I know. I never know what you're coming up with.
Crazy.
Oh, yeah.
Please don't send it
Oh.
parts hard to get. So the funny thing about that is my subs I ordered like 2 months ago. So I'm going with Pride's. I'm gonna be a Pride dealer. So we're waiting on this first order to come in, and yeah, it's about a 4 or 5 month turnaround. So
The
I'm in the midst of it, and they're about to ship. So
so when you say
Okay.
you're a Pride dealer, does that mean like you sell all the Pride equipment, or just stuff that's here in the United States?
oh no, there's nothing. There's only 2 other dealers in the U.S. So pretty much their full catalog of stuff I can get. You know, like the bigger stuff's like built to order. But you know, I'm just excited to have it and be able to play with it, and you know, send it to the moon.
we're probably all
Just
need to
gonna
call
say.
kind of a safety waiver you sign. You know, when you hop into the demo, that you're not going to sue us if your friggin' pacemaker stops, so you friggin' pass out.
Dude, imagine magnetic field from
Dude, I had a buddy who was telling me about that. He took it and was giving somebody a demo, and it ruptured their eardrum, and he freaking sued him, dude. I was like, I didn't even freaking thought about that. Yeah.
That's how my buddy lost his hearing.
Do what
No,
now?
I'm joking. That's how my buddy lost his hearing, but I'm joking.
Death.
I got a buddy that's deaf. He was born deaf,
Yeah.
and one time he was playing the music in the parking lot, and I'm like, "That's pretty loud." Maybe I turned it down. He goes, "Nah, it's not loud." And then some Karen was like, "You know," she goes, "You know how loud that is?" And he goes, "I don't know. I'm deaf." He goes, and she goes, "I wonder why." He goes, "I was born that way."
I know, it's crazy. He's really loud too. He knows his stuff, man. I mean, he's doing what 155s or 212s in the
He
no
did a
wall.
157.9 with on 9K, clamping 9K, no
Sick.
wall.
That's
pretty
pretty
loud.
insane. Is it a burp box or no?
No,
No,
it plays
34
music
hertz,
like
32
crazy.
hertz. It's in a Gulf, you know, but still.
That's crazy. Well, guys, we're
Yeah,
going to
like
an hour and a half
classic
mark.
SPO cars, bro.
Yeah.
I know I was gonna go live at 10, but it's cool. I'm having fun with you guys too. So whenever we
Yeah, I didn't
go,
mean to
I'll
cut you off
start
on that.
that.
We'll take and
Bring
wrap
us
it up.
into your
then,
live
but-
video.
What's up?
Just bring us all into your live video.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I want to play video games. Look it up here. It's been
yeah, just snap
a
it.
long week.
Yeah, I gotta take Caitlin to dinner. She's gonna fucking stab me.
Snappy.
Cameron got me barbecue, man. It was banging. I crammed it down 5 minutes before the show started, and I still got some left over.
Wow, thanks. Let me have some.
I had some good old Chinese today. Chinese
Yeah.
from the mall.
I haven't had dinner yet.
Oh wow, Joe! It's your bedtime. What are you talking about, bro?
No, you haven't eaten.
I know.
Come on, man.
I just haven't had dinner yet. I got busy.
Well, guys,
Paperwork. We were doing paperwork.
I
Yeah.
believe that one. We're coming up on an hour and a half mark right now. This is Rolling Thunder episode 25. Is it just shoot the breeze? Is hanging out with the boys? Had a good time hanging out with you guys?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Absolutely. 25 episodes down.
Yeah.
I still have this.
400 more to go.
400 more to go.
Heck yeah.
Cigar
High Five
Joe.
Vegas says he wants to hang out with you, Cigar Joe.
Just make sure you sign the waiver.
Well, yeah, because my truck is loud, and if you ain't ready, you're gonna be mad.
I think
It
you
sucks,
probably
dude.
shouldn't hang
Yeah.
out. One thing you drink the base. I'm sure you want the demo, but have it be like to hang out and have a beer, get him on the grill or something like that. You come grill for us, High Five. We'll take in buy all the meat you want, buddy.
Where do you live? Where do you live?
Is he like Minnesota or something like that? Or
Hold up.
I thought he
Little
was in
far.
Tennessee. Yeah.
I don't know. Anyways, hour and a half mark. This is episode 25. Yeah, hang out and talk shit is what he said. That's what I thought. Yeah, I assume you said so. Because he likes like 145 decibels, 140 dB. He's good.
I can turn it down. It's no problem.
Yeah. Well, guys, I'm gonna end this bad boy. We're at the half hour. I'm an hour and a half now. You have a good weekend. We're gonna go see Jake get married tonight. Anything you want to plug? Anything anything like that before we get off here?
Like learning about all your guys' side hobbies other than car audio. I don't know how you guys fit anything else in your schedules, but nice to hear about it.
It's easy.
Awesome
Just
show.
order a Pride sub.
And then we'll start RC.